Fish on. Fish on, fish on. Yup. Casting on the gold spoon. Good size too. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, check it out. BendoskiPowerFishing.com/YouTube. Tiger trouting it up Currant Creek, place in Utah. We got these guys on minnows and gold spinners. Oh yeah.
Get this one through the ice. Oh yeah. Oh. Catfish right there.
All right, as I mentioned, I'm going to show you how to catch large tiger trout. We happen to be up at a place called Currant Creek. But real quick, you guys know me, Josh Bendoski, founder of BendoskiPowerFishing.com. Tons of tips and tricks on that and this YouTube channel. But also founder of the Bendoski Power Fishing subscription box, where we put all the different stuff that we use to catch thousands and thousands of fish in this box. It changes every month, but it has really good stuff coming every single month. Highly recommend that you check that out. Let me get into the rigs that we were using. So, I was using 2 poles. I always run dead stick, and then depending on if I'm bait fishing, sometimes a dead stick them both. And during this trip, I dead sticked for a while both poles, and I'll tell you why. The tigers were hitting really hard earlier in the morning, the big tiger trout, and you'll see that. And then the rainbow started hitting, and we used the same strategy, but also another spinner, which I'll show you after this. But these are the new velocity poles that I'm going to be using in all my YouTube videos. This is the split grip signature rod by Jared Johnson. Phenomenal rod, and the axis reel. So I just love this, and we actually sell them on BendoskiPowerFishing.com as well. If you're interested in that, you can check those out. There'll be a link in the description as well. And I run 30-pound braid on this to an 8-foot, 13-pound fluorocarbon leader. And just a real quick note here, Terrence on the pro staff has introduced the team to this line company called Beyond Braid. So that's a line that we're gonna be using in the videos from now on, and if there's a link in the description, and if you'd like, you can check those guys out. Now with this specific technique that we were using, I put a, well, this one just broke. I put one of these float bubbles on here, and it's like a slip bobber, but it's a float bubble. You can fill it with water, okay? And the reason that we did that was because there was about 20 feet of moss and gunk. We were at Currant Creek, and we were at the dam, and that's where the big fish hang out. At least that's where our guess was for that day, and we turned out to be right. But there's about 20 feet of just moss and gunk and crap. And so we needed to be able to cast beyond that. And what we were using was minnows. We took night crawlers and minnows. I always take night crawlers, and Terrence is the one who said, let's bring some minnows to Currant Creek, specifically to Currant Creek, because he's had good success with that. And about an inch minnows, you can pick up at the sporting goods store. And so then I would run from your slip bobber, which you put a swivel on so that it stops, but it slips. And then I ran about another 2-foot fluorocarbon leader, same fluorocarbon, to a trout hook. Okay, I don't know what the size is, maybe a size 2, but a trout hook. And then you just hook the minnow, and I'll play it in the video. I'll run some footage over here. You just hook the minnow through the eyeballs, and then swing it back around and fish it through the side. And I'll run the video here so you can see exactly how we did that. But anyways, so that was the setup, and then we could cast, 30, 35 feet, 40 feet out, get past that gunk where all those bigger fish are kind of just chilling out by that muck. They're chasing the bait fish through that gunk, right? And so we just were dead sticking these poles, and that was working really good in the morning for the tigers. And you'll see some of these big, beautiful tigers that we got up there. Super fun. The other thing I'll say is that we filled this bubble completely full so it sank. But one of the reasons you use the slip bobber is so that if a fish grabs the minnow, it doesn't feel the weight of that bobber that we use to get it all the way out there, so that just sits on the ground, and the fish can take that, and then you get your fish. You know what I'm saying? So pretty slick system. I did that on both poles for a while, And then later in the afternoon, the rainbow trout were hitting. And so what I used for the rainbow trout, I dead stick that pole. I just left it dead stick. This is the other velocity pole that we use and sell. This one's a little bit more affordable model. This is usually my dead stick pole. It's only $35 for the rod and reel combo, so it's a little bit more affordable option. I like it for a dead stick pole. But anyways, what we were using later in the afternoon, we still had to get out past that gunk, okay? And so we did the same system with the float bobber. And this time I filled it almost 3/4 of the way so that I could drop my spinner into the water column by just letting it sit for a second, so the bubble would take it down, you know, 5 or 6 feet or 10 feet if I wanted to. But then if I reeled in quick at the tail end, then it would, the bobber would pull it up out of the water so I could just skim this lure across that moss and crap like that, which, you know, you wouldn't want to. That was a good system because you wouldn't want to be just trying to dig this through that moss. I mean, it was already grabbing moss like crazy, but if it was going deep and dragging through all that crap, that would have been bad news. But I use this gold spinner, and this comes in the Bendoski Power Fishing box. I'll get it close here, but I'll also run some footage of me putting it on. But this nice gold spinner here, these come in the Bendoski Power Fishing box. And gold was the ticket up here at Currant Creek. And you know, we put gold and silver ones in, you know, different months of the Bendoski Power Fishing box, and so you get both colors. But at Currant Creek, which is more clear water, gold works really, really well. And then Utah Lake, where you see a lot of my videos shot at Utah Lake, silver actually works, outperforms gold in my experience. And this pole has the same setup. It has 30-pound braid to an 8-foot fluorocarbon leader, 13 pound, happens to be 13 pound. And then that gold spinner. And that's how we did it up there at Currant Creek. And so those are some tips on how to get your, either your bait or your lure past a, you know, basically a swamp is what I would call it. If you're still gonna try and use a spinner with a treble hook or something like that, and you're still gonna have to be retrieving it, it's a really good system to get that up as high in the water as you can. So you put that bobber on that allows that to happen. And so those are the tips for Currant Creek. Minnows are huge, and I will say that you know, about 5 fish, 6 fish in, we were noticing that night crawlers were still catching fish, but they weren't slamming them, right? And so what we decided to do was open one up. Just open up one of the fish, and this is a, you know, a good tactic and a good strategy for you, is just open up a fish. I was doing a quick video on how to, you know, clean it right there at the lake, but open it up and see what's in its belly, because we seen, you know, we just opened one while we were there, but you know, it had 3 or 4 minnows in its tummy. And so you know, that's what these fish were eating, and that's why we were slamming them on the minnows. You know, it wasn't until later in the afternoon that the rainbows really were starting to hit the spinners and such. But anyway, so those are some tips for Currant Creek and for catching big, pretty good sized tiger trout. You'll see in the video. It was a super, super fun day. So use these tactics and these tips to go out there and catch yourself some large tiger trout.
Whoa! That is a gorgeous fish. Oh, look at this tiger Terrence just nailed. Oh yeah, that's a good looking fish right there.
Well, I loosened it up a little bit. He's fighting though. Dude, these are nice fish, yeah. Yeah, he's fighting though. He don't want to come in. Plus, I'm dragging him through this moss too. I feel like he's snagged. I mean, I can still feel him fighting, but I feel like he's snagged. I see him right there.
Maybe like...
No, he's right there. He's just fighting me, but I'm definitely caught through some moss. That is. Dang, he's right. I see him, but it's like There we go. Got him unhooked. He's all right. Yeah, he's not bad. But I'm hung up too. There's a Columbus. This is a tiger, but he's hooked weird, or I'm hooked. I got somebody else's line that I'm hooked to, or something. Just about. Yeah, he's real pretty gold color. Dude, he's a nice fish though. Yeah, I caught somebody else's line. That's why it was pulling so funny. Oh gosh, guys, look at this. Not a bad fish. You let go? Okay. Nice, okay. Nice fish here. Hey, that's a really nice fish, man. This is on. Yeah, I'm getting through that moss. Yeah, where's it? It's right.
BendoskiPowerFishing. Right
That's power fishing. Booyah. Hey,
right in its mouth.
I might have a fish. I do. Fish on. Oh yeah. Nice little rainbow. Terrence, fish on, brother. Terrence. Nice, pretty color too. Look at that. Beautiful. Swallowed it.
Ooh, that's a nice fish, bro. Yeah.
BendoskiPowerFishing right here, baby.
Oh yeah.
So we got a bubble completely full. Slip bubble. Okay. To a swivel. And then I got a leader here about 2 feet. And I'll show you how I rigged this minnow. So put it through the eyes. Okay. But then like a worm, I come back around through. And that's how I hold them on there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the most humane way to kill a fish that you're going to eat, right? So the first thing you want to do is they got a little soft spot in their brain right here. There you go. Slip that knife in there.
Oh, that's cool. If
Well,
they spit it,
wiggle it around a little bit, just like that. He's done. But if you also want to, for the meat, you can clip the gills and bleed them out. Here, I'll show you. Just clip their gills like that.
On both sides, right?
Yeah. There you go. Clip the gills, and then I'm going to clean them out too. And we're going to bleed them out in here. Go all the way down to his anus, just like that. You just pull out. Look at that, there's the minnow.
He's got a few minnows in his gut.
Yeah, he does. That's why they're working so good up here. That's what he's been eating.
Also a good strategy to find out what the fish are eating as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the quality of that meat.
Yep. And we're just gonna finish cleaning them out. That's why the worms are slow and the minnows are killing it, because these things are eating minnows all day long.
Just chasing them up here.
Anyways, and you see this line right here? You want to pop that with your thumb.
I cast him.
Nice job.
I didn't think
Clean them out just like that.
Good stuff, man. That's a good way to get a really good flay too.
Yeah.
After you do that.
Bleed them out and everything like that, and then the meat stays a lot fresher.
Look how dark that meat is.
I know, it's so pretty. Just kind of clean all this crap out here. But that is an excellent way
Aubrey, hold on, baby. I'll help you out in just a minute.
to have a nice fish ready to eat.
Nice little rainbow. Look how dark that meat is, man.
Yeah, look inside of there.
Good quality meat. Good quality lake. Beautiful stuff, man.
Perfect, and there you go. Terrence is on again. Terrence has been absolutely slamming him today. Where's that? I got the net. Oh, casting though. Marabou, right?
Oh, just a minnow.
Oh, that was another one. That's a good looking tiger though.
Come on, camera.
Yep.
Right, here's Terrence with a nice release. BendoskiPowerFishing.com/YouTube. Nice release. There you go. Thanks, buddy.
The trusty gold spinner. It's gonna be kind of a pain because it's not super weedless, but get a nice worm on it, so it tastes good. See what happens. Thing is, this moss is just nasty. Fish on! Fish on! Fish on! Yup! Casting on the gold spoon. Good size too. Got to pull them through that mud. Nice little rainbow. Hey, I'll bet we catch a bunch more casting now. Nice. I just barely tied it on first cast. Terrence. First cast, brother.
As I just tied on the gold spoon, comes in the Bendoski Power Fishing box. First cast. We've been here, a while, a couple hours, but first cast, gold spoon. Hey! Anyways, I'm gonna get a release on this bad boy right here. BendoskiPowerFishing.com/YouTube. Nice release for this trout. Go. There we go. Terrence, Pro Team, BendoskiPowerFishing.com. Check out this tiger. Terrence had a phenomenal day today. Over 20 trout. Booyah. Get this one through the ice. Booyah.
Catfish right there.